Welcome to SRIRAM's IAS. Recently, the India bloc is considering the removal of the Chief Election Commissioner. So, let us try to understand the Election Commission of India and the removal process of Chief Election Commissioner. So, Article 324 of the Constitution of India contains the provisions regarding to the Election Commission of India. So, Article 324 Part 15 deals with, or the Article 324 Part 15 enshrined in the Constitution contains provisions regarding to the Election Commission of India. So, the Election Commission of India conducts election to the Parliament, State Legislature, the Office of the President and Vice President. The powers of superintendence, control and direction of the elections to the Parliament, State Legislature and the Office of the President and Vice President are vested in the Election Commission of India. So, the Article 324 Part 15 deals with the Election Commission of India, and Election Commission of India conducts election to the Parliament, State Legislature, the Office of President and Office of Vice President. And this is a unitary feature. That is, it is common to both center and states. That is, the Election Commission of India conducts elections to the Parliament, State Legislature, the Office of the President and Vice President. Whereas the elections to the Panchayat and municipalities are conducted by the State Election Commission of India, State Election Commission, Article 243K. Okay, so what about the appointment? What about the appointment? And before going into the appointment, let us talk about a ruling of the Supreme Court in Mohinder Singh Gill case. In Mohinder Singh Gill case versus Chief Election Commissioner, the Supreme Court has ruled that the Election Commission of India has all the plenary powers regarding the conduct of the elections, that is free and fair elections. So, it can take all necessary steps. It can take all necessary steps for the conduct of elections to the Parliament, State Legislature, Office of President and the Office of Vice President. So, what about the appointment? The appointment is made by the President of India. Okay, so there is an act. Recently, the Chief Election Commissioner and Other Election Commissioners Act 2023, that is Chief Election Commissioner and Other Election Commissioners Appointment, Conditions of Service and Terms of Office Act 2023. According to it, what is the process for the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and Other Election Commissioners? So, there is a provision of a search committee. The search committee headed by the Cabinet Secretary shall forward 5 names. Shall forward 5 names to the selection committee. So, this selection committee is headed by the Prime Minister, who is the chairman, and a union cabinet minister nominated by the Prime Minister, and it consists of leader of opposition or the leader of the single largest party in the Lok Sabha. So, what is the criteria for leader of opposition? That is, the single largest opposition party or any opposition party having not less than 1/10 of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. Not less than 1/10 of the total strength of Lok Sabha. As you all know, the Constitution has envisaged the strength of Lok Sabha as 552, and 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community are to be nominated by the President. Article 331. This provision was taken away by 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2019, which came into force in January 2020. So, the total strength is not less than 1/10 of the total strength of Lok Sabha. That is, now presently it is 550. Okay. So, this is regarding the appointment, and the selection committee can also consider other names also which are not forwarded by the search committee. So, this is regarding the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners. So, as you all know, Presently, the Election Commission of India is a multi-member body consisting of a Chief Election Commissioner and 2 other election commissioners. So let us try to understand how it has evolved. So prior to 1989, the Election Commission of India was a single member body. And in 1989, the President appointed 2 other election commissioners because the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act 1989, which came into 1988, which came into force in 1989, has lowered the voting age from 21 to 18 years. In order to cope with the increasing workload, the President has appointed 2 other election commissioners. So, from 1989 to 1990, the Election Commission of India functioned as a multi-member body. And again, the President of India is abolished the 2 other posts of 2 other election commissioners in 1990. From 1990 to 1993, again it functioned as a single member body. From 1993 onwards, that is from 1993, 2 other election commissioners are appointed by the President. So now it is functioning as a multi-member body consisting of Chief Election Commissioner and 2 other election commissioners. In case, and what happens when any other election commissioner? So they are appointed by the President and the composition is not fixed by the Constitution and it is left to the President. The President can appoint any other election commissioners from time to time as he may deem fit. Okay. So, if any other election commissioner is appointed by the President, the Chief Election Commissioner shall act as the chairman of the Election Commission. Okay. And also, the President can also appoint, after consultation with the Election Commission, such regional commissioners as he may consider necessary to assist the Election Commission of India. And with regarding to the qualification is not prescribed by the Constitution. So, the Chief Election Commissioner and other Election Commissioners Act has provided for the eligibility criteria for a person to be appointed as the members of the Election Commission of India. So, the persons must have integrity and they should have knowledge and experience in the management and conduct of elections, and the persons should be or have been or equivalent to the Secretary of Government of India. So this criteria, originally the Constitution does not provide the qualification, but the Chief Election Commissioner and other Election Commissioners Act 2023 has provided for this criteria. That is, the person should be of integrity and they should have knowledge and experience in management and conduct of elections, and the person should be a secretary or have been a secretary or equivalent to the rank of the Secretary to the Government of India. So, this is regarding the qualification. And what about the strength? The Constitution does not prescribe the strength of the Election Commission of India and it is left to the President. The President may from time to time appoint the other election commissioners as he may deem fit. So, presently it is a 3-member body. And what about the tenure and salary? The Constitution does not prescribe or does not specify the term of the members of the Election Commission of India. And currently, it is 6 years or 65 years, whichever is early. Okay. The Election Commission, Chief Election Commissioner and other Election Commissioners Act 2023, that is appointment, conditions of service and terms of office, also specifies 6 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier. And in case if an election commissioner is appointed as the Chief Election Commissioner, the overall term shall not exceed more than 6 years. That is also a condition under Chief Election Commissioner and other Election Commissioners Act 2023. And with regarding to the conditions of service and tenure, the conditions of service and tenure are determined by the President. Okay. So, the Chief Election Commissioner and other Election Commissioners Act 2023 has provided for the following provisions, that is the salary, allowances and conditions of service of the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners are equivalent to the judge of the Supreme Court. And further, the Chief Election Commissioner and two other election commissioners, they have equal powers, salary and allowances. So with regarding to the resignation, yes, the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners can be removed from office before their term, and also they can resign. They resign to the President. And with regarding to the removal of the Chief Election Commissioner, the Chief Election Commissioner cannot be removed from office except in the same manner and on the same grounds as the judge of Supreme Court. So let us try to understand the removal process. The removal of the Chief Election Commissioner. So the Chief Election Commissioner cannot be removed from office except in the same manner and the same grounds as the judge of Supreme Court. So what are the grounds? The grounds for the removal are same as the judge of the Supreme Court, that is proved misbehavior and incapacity. And this process of removal, that is there, the judge of the Supreme Court is removed by the process of an impeachment. So this is same as the further removal of the Chief Election Commissioner. So it is governed by the Judges Enquiry Act 1968. So how is the judge of the Supreme Court removed? The judge of the Supreme Court is removed by an order of the President only on the recommendation of the Parliament. Okay, so he is removed by the order of the President only on the recommendation of the Parliament. And who can initiate the motion for the removal of the President? Whether it's the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or both. Yes, it's both the houses can initiate the process, and the removal motion must be signed by 100 in case of Lok Sabha and 50 in case of Rajya Sabha. Bicameralism, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, initiated by both the houses and signed by 100 members in case of Lok Sabha and 50 members in case of Rajya Sabha. And if after this motion has been introduced, the presiding officers, that is the speaker or chairman, speaker in case of Lok Sabha and chairman in case of Rajya Sabha, they may either accept or reject. This is also a provision. Okay. And if admitted, if the motion is admitted, then a 3-member committee is constituted consisting of the Chief Justice of India or Judge of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the High Court and a distinguished jurist. So this committee will inquire into the allegations, and if found guilty on inquiry, then the motion is taken up for the consideration of the houses. And when the motion is taken up for the consideration of the houses, it should be passed by both the houses by special majority, that is absolute majority, that is majority of more than 50% of the total membership of the house or majority of the total membership of the house, plus majority of not less than 2/3 of the members present and voting. So both the houses has to pass by special majority, and after it is passed by both the houses, it is addressed to the President, and the President passes an order for the removal of the judge of the Supreme Court. So the Chief Election Commissioner cannot be removed from the office except in the same manner or on the same grounds as the judge of the Supreme Court. And what about the other election commissioners? Other election commissioners are removed only on the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner. So this is the process for the removal of the Chief Election Commissioner. And other aspects. So what are the, and does the Chief Election Commissioner hold office during the pleasure of the President? No, they do not hold the office during the pleasure of the President. That is, the President cannot remove the Chief Election Commissioner. He can only remove the Chief Election Commissioner by passing an order only on the recommendation of the Parliament. That is, the Parliament, both the houses has to pass the motion by special majority. We have understood the process. So they do not hold the office during the pleasure of the President. And what are the other important aspects? That is, the It is an all India body. Election Commission of India is an all India body, that is, it is common to both center and states. That is, it is a unitary feature. And it is not concerned with the elections of the panchayats and municipalities in the states. The election to the panchayats and municipalities are conducted by the State Election Commission, Article 243K. That is 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act provided for the State Election Commission. So the elections to the panchayats and municipalities are conducted by the State Election Commission, not by the State Election Commission, not by the Election Commission of India. And in case if there is a difference of opinion between the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners, then the matter is decided by majority. Okay, in case of difference of opinion. And at the state level, the Election Commission of India is assisted by the Chief Electoral Officer, who is appointed by the Chief Election Commissioner in consultation with the state government. Okay, at the state level, you have a Chief Electoral Officer who will assist the Chief Election Commission of India, and he is appointed by the Chief Election Commissioner in consultation with the state government. At the district level, the district collector acts as the district returning officer, and he appoints the returning officer for each constituency in the district, and also a presiding officer for every polling booth in the constituency. Okay, so at the district level, the district collector is the district returning officer, and he appoints a returning officer for every constituency in the district, and also a presiding officer for every polling booth in the constituency. So these are some of the provisions with regarding to the Election Commission of India and the process of removal of the Chief Election Commissioner. Okay, so recently the India bloc is considering to start a process or to introduce a process or a motion for the removal of the Election Commission of India. Thank you.